Let's just see if we get anybody now. Can you just go and talk, you two, between you, just for a moment, all right?
Yeah, no problem. I'm looking myself here.
I'm here. You all right, mate?
I'm all good. How about yourself?
Yeah, a lot better this week than it was last week. No, it was my arse or my head last week. But I'm not sure that we're live. And I can't see any comments. Can you see any comments?
No. Can we find us?
Yes, we was live.
We was.
Journey through the AGH talk show was live. Ghost hunting. That was 40
We
minutes
was live, or we're still live?
It was live. Oh no, I don't know. No, that was an hour ago. That was 14 minutes ago. So I don't know if we're live.
I think we are live. I think I've just found us.
Evening, everybody. If you can hear us, we're not sure.
I think we're all live. I do think we're live. I do think you're live. It sounds like we've got one viewer.
I've just clicked on, so that might be me.
We should be live.
Good.
Right.
How do we see comments?
You're not going to see comments. I will only be the one that sees comments, so I'll read them out. Okay. We should be live. We should be live. We should be live. Yeah. Should be live. Hello, can everybody see us? Is what we're trying to do is to figure out if we're live. One of the things that we did have the other week was issues with sound as well. So
Sound's working all right. I haven't heard you yet, though. I've heard me and Si.
So could we just do sound checks, guys?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So I know that let's just go. Hello everybody and welcome. We're going to open up the show in a minute, but I just want to go through the team with Paul and Si to see if people can hear us. So Paul, can you just say a few words for us so everyone can hear you, please?
Hello. Welcome to Journey Through the EGH Talk Show. Hope we're broadcasting live and you can hear me well.
Simon?
Hello, I second that emotion. Hope you can hear me. Sure you can.
Everything's up high. Everything is peaking, so we should be okay. Right, so let's just crack on with the show. I'm going to hit the record button here. Apparently, we should be. We've got. We have comments coming.
Kim says we're live.
Yeah, right. I'm going for it. Right. Man, my phone's come on. Don't want that. Hello there, everybody, and welcome. Right, we can't hear people again. We can't hear people. This is a thing. We can't hear people. We've got a lot of comments coming through that people can't hear.
On what platform now? Because Facebook will be up in here.
Yeah. I generally do not know what to do. I think it's going to be a YouTube issue. I just don't know. It's got to be a YouTube issue. It's got to be. Because it's I don't know what that is. Really don't know. Right, we're gonna. So I'm just really quiet. That I don't know how to address. That one I can't address. I think you might have to turn your sounds up. I can hear them on my end. So let's just go for it. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody, and we know we are 10 minutes late. We're half an hour late, say 10 minutes late, but welcome to the Journey Through the EGH Talk Show, live and exclusive on all platforms. We're on TikTok. We're anywhere you want to. If you want to see me angry, then you're going to see me angry, because we've got loads of people saying they can't hear you. I'm going to have to address that as much as we can going forward, but it sounds, I've got it peaking on everything that seems okay my end. It may just mean that we're going to have to get the guys some microphones to bring their closer to them.
Hello.
Turn that right up, Paul. Turn that right up and bring it right close in, just so everybody might be able to hear you.
Hello, hello.
Simon and Paul are very quiet. That's what we're getting all the time.
Hello.
So let's see. Let's just go for it. I can hear all of you on Facebook. People are just saying some are quiet, some are not. I think it could be also what's actually producing as well. So turn it up. Turn it up, guys. Turn it up as loud as you can. And then we will say, apparently it's all fine on Facebook and on TikTok. It's a YouTube issue by the sound of it. So wherever you're watching, hit that like button. Wherever you're watching, we are going to have an hour's conversation. It's only going to be a small one. See all three of you on Facebook. Everybody is now saying welcome, everybody. Hello, everybody. I'm going to say it. Mr. Paranormal Paul, how are we today?
I'm very well, thank you, mate. I'm not having quite the stressful one that you are, but it's all good.
Well, it's one of them things. New technology. Very, very painful. Let's just say that. Very, very painful. Mr. Psychic Sire, how are we doing?
Don't really know, to be honest. Don't know if I'm on my arse or my head, but I'm here.
That's it. Well, a little bit of...
Thank you for all the well wishes for Carol. Absolutely brilliant. I thank you for that. And early days, but she's doing pretty well. So, all good news.
That's all we want to hear, isn't it? Keep going in the right direction, Carol. Keep fighting, and we've got this. So we're going to give you a little bit of you time tonight, Simon. We're going to give you... Well, no, we're just going to give everybody you just a... Well, you can lose yourself for an hour, can't you? Within the field. Within the field. I say, as much as I want to say, I've had a peaceful 20 minutes. No, I haven't. I don't like this system. I really don't like this system. We can't have sound issues. That's the problem by the sound of it. Why we're getting issues, I don't know. But it's something that there'll be some tests going out in the week regarding that. So tonight we are going to be talking about ghost hunting equipment. Okay, ghost hunting equipment. A nice well, I was going to say it's going to be a nice, easy topic, but it's never going to be a nice, easy topic, is it? So,
No, it's going to be a very debatable topic, actually, isn't it? Because some people believe in it, some people don't.
that's exactly how it is. Just like this, technology. Just like this, it is. I suppose I don't even know if we're in bloody retrograde for this, but yeah. Let's just crack on with ghost hunting equipment. I can't even get a chain of thought out at this moment in time. So let's start off with. I'm going to ask Paul first. What would you say your favourite part of the ghost hunting equipment that you use is your favourite?
Equipment wise, I haven't really got a favourite piece, to be fair. But I think it'd be a toss up between the REM pod. I do like the REM pod, especially the new ones you guys have designed. I love that rope one. But other than that, I think EVP, the voice recorders. I think it's hard to see with a lot of the equipment, your K2s, even REM pods, things like that. Something else could interfere with that, I think, and set that off. Whereas EVP, digital recording, or even analog recording, but nothing else really is going to affect that, I don't think. If you're picking up a voice on that after you've asked a question, and especially if it answers a question, you can't really debate that kind of evidence. So I think that would be my piece of equipment that I can't really fault.
If you could see the comments, it would be quite funny. There is there will be a live chat section added to this stream as we go on in time, but it is. But Sandra, so you can blame Sandra for this one, Paul. She says Paul's has surely got to be toilet roll.
I suppose I've used it more than any other piece of equipment on a ghost hunt. Yeah.
Joe, we can't rectify the situation, unfortunately, at this moment in time. We can't do anything about it. People are saying they can't hear us. They can't hear you and Paul. I just don't know how to adjust it. There's nothing that I can adjust. I generally feel that their input has got to, not say that you might have to bring your microphones as close as you possibly can with it up as high as it can go.
Mine is.
Yeah, so is mine.
Just bring it right too close to you, right as close as you possibly can, to see if it makes any difference.
Can you hear me now, Joe?
So does that make any difference to anybody who is watching? What Paul just did that make any difference? Because they would say, let's just let us know. So, sorry, I say I'm trying to work this out and I can't in my head. Paul, better. That was better. So I think you've got to bring that microphone right into as.
I'll have to hold it, but then you're going to hear them knocking and noise.
Yeah, but can you bring it in front of you?
Well, that's.
Yeah, it's not gonna help, is it? So we know it's going to be a microphone issue. So that's something that we can maybe adjust later on in time. We might just have to turn them right up somehow. But it never used to be a problem on the old system, did it? Paul was a bit better. So they're saying it's something to do with that being... I wonder if it would be better not to have a microphone. Yeah. we'll configure this one out. We'll figure it out in time, but let's just carry on. So, Paul, you're going EVP. I totally agree with what you're saying regarding sort of, and sort of when you find that motion and find that bit of evidence there where when everyone's been talking and you can hear something in the background. I think, we've got Joe in the chat that probably had one of the best EVPs that we've ever caught in time with big announcement. And it was literally us talking, and in the background you heard a total different voice saying big announcement, as clear as my voice.
It was unbelievable. That was actually,
So I think that is sort of one of the clearest. To be fair, it's something that we tend not to use on events, which I think is very odd.
People used it at RAF Paxton and got a cracking result, if you remember rightly.
It wasn't in my group.
It was in, I think Sandra was in my group, Matt was definitely in my group. We were using the voice recorder, and it actually said this person's name, and I can't remember the name, but it wasn't an easy name to remember. It was something like Robert Lisowicki. He was Polish, but it said it on that voice recorder. So really, really good.
I think it is. It is. I find it sort of one of them things that, you have to bide yourself a bit of time with it. You do have to bide yourself.
And we've probably done research that enough, because I think we do actually all use voice recorders. But how many times do I listen back to what's on there? I don't. It just sits on there.
So, you do tend to. So.
Yeah, I think voice recorder. Got to be. Capture evidence voice recorder.
And you're sorry, Simon. You're gonna have to tend to use. Don't you think that many team leaders, namely Russ and Side, tend to use their spiritual connection more than they use the gadgets?
But that's not equipment.
Is your body not a piece of equipment, though?
I thought you was going down the lines of actual things you're going to bring with you, is in it like instruments we're going to use.
Yeah, I say we could definitely fit us as people into tools. But I do get what you're saying, Paul. I think Paul is very much sticking to the assignment without trying to bend the rules. But I like it. I do like it. I do like it because he's not letting us think outside the box here when it comes to, because it was an easy cop out for me if you was to ask me my best bit of equipment, I would say myself.
Yes, I'd go with that. Yeah,
but
But that is a cop out.
But in saying that, usually the guests, it is the airman, it is the road, because guests seeing that and spirit interacting. Okay, it could be an electrical surge, it could be this, it could be that, but it doesn't happen when we put them in the room first of all. So why all of a sudden does it start happening when we interact with spirit? That would be my point. If you do your base test and you do your room test, then they shouldn't be going off.
No, you're right. I get it. I absolutely get that. I do get that.
I mean, I know you were going to actually throw that piece of Dill Castle, but the tiptoe through the tulip box in Dill Castle, we moved that thing about 15 times. Everywhere it went off. And then we put it somewhere where there was no interference. There couldn't possibly be. It was 3 foot bloody walls. But still the thing went off.
So I've got some comments coming through here. Matt has also said, my voice recorder is on all the time and there is some good evidence. I think did Matt catch the Cockney up in Stillhouse?
I think, and he also caught that airman in Manston, definitely. Yeah, and I think he did catch Cockney. Somebody caught Cockney, didn't they?
I'm sure that is Matt, who caught that up in Stillhouse. I'm pretty sure, was going up in there. Yes, and the Polish, and I did the Polish airman. We had the rem rope going off at Thaxted. I think the guests like to see things as well, like table tipping.
One thing we haven't mentioned is actually, and we don't use a lot, but we probably should, is either pendulum or dowsing rods because of pain. You know, in our early days.
Joe has put the guests like visual and audio evidence. Yeah, but do the guests want visual and do the guests want visual audio evidence? It's one of them things, though, isn't it? Between what you want and what you like.
Me and Joe in the very early days around Cash as well. He's got some of the best evidence on there as well. Where we actually heard the well go. We heard a gate shut, and through dowsing rods, we actually found buried stuff there using dowsing rods, which was incredible. It really was incredible. And there is a book there somewhere that we've never gone back to find. I think the spirit will still tell me that book still exists there with a lot of damning evidence. So I'd still like to try and find that if I could one day.
But
I think when it comes to investigations and equipment, I know I said it was a cop out, but especially if you've got skeptics that are coming along, then they could look at a REM pod going off, EVPs, and especially if they're, hardcore skeptics, they're going to be, well, that could be this, that could be that, that could be that. So when it comes to your body, if that skeptic then feels someone touch them, or feel their body change temperature all of a sudden, that's going to be the best bit of evidence for. I've got massive feedback here. I don't know if that's you're changing something there, Russ.
I am trying to up your gain. Apparently, I'm trying to work it out without anybody seeing it. And it's just, but have you got gain now?
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Simon's very echoey my end. I don't know what you can say.
I've had an echo all night, but
yeah, I think that
from us.
Look, yeah, I can hear you echoing now. I couldn't before, but I can hear myself echoing.
Yeah, I bet let me just remove that then, because we can have a play around with that. No, that was me trying something different. Sorry, I do apologise. Sorry, Paul, I've probably stopped you in mid-stroke as well there, didn't I? Flowing movement of tongue. What was you saying?
Well, I've pretty much finished. I think when it comes to guests on ghost hunts, investigations, I think the ultimate, especially skeptics, the ultimate test for them is to feel something themselves. Yeah. A push, a pull, a touch, a squeeze, a scratch. then yeah, I think they could be just as sceptic with equipment going off.
Yeah, we've got so many comments coming in tonight. It's such a shame it's actually car crash that what's going on, because no one can hear anybody. We tend to use the rods and pendulums in our groups, and they are used by the guests and gives them reassurance. That was Sandra. The problem is with this is Joe. The problem is with EVPs is reviewing it takes up time and patience to set up, which I have not got at this moment in time. But yeah, where you've started, Paul, I think you've opened up quite a big can of, not can of worms in a bad way, but it's a lot of people we've got good evidence on the voice phenomena, EVPs, that we're overlooking a lot of that. As a team, looking back, we overlook a lot of that. Because we could be getting a lot of...
Don't you think we overlook a lot of things, not just EVPs, but we tend to think that we should get it. Oh, we should get
wow factor.
Yeah, and we do get the wow factor, but when we don't get the wow, come back and we look over what we've had. It's fantastic, but we wouldn't have said it's fantastic on the night. So we do sort of skip about a little bit, and we do get. I tend to agree. We don't review what we should be reviewing. We don't.
No. Matt says, I love sitting for hours listening to audio.
You've made my day.
Simon's probably got about nearly 72 hours worth of video. I'm sure he actually bought himself a new voice recorder because his old one had run out of space to record on, because he don't listen to anything back.
I was never able to find that program that you could run and see where it peaked. You know, little bits that you missed. I couldn't do that. So.
Joe said, I think there's too much of Simon and Russ getting information from Spirit and passing it on rather than stuff that can be got with equipment. Don't quite know if that's that we yeah, a good thing or a bad thing, Joe. Yeah. I don't mind shutting up. I don't mind shutting up for the night. But no, what have we got? I've got a few comments. No, it must be coming up. Have I got anything there? I don't think I get TikTok coming from. Oh, what an idiot. Multi-stream chat. Oh. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Sorry. I'm trying to, I think I've hit the wrong button, but I've got a lot of messages coming through on TikTok as well. Brooke is watching. Hello, Brooke. So I do apologise if I've missed anything out, guys. So yeah, honestly, please just say hi to everybody and go from there. But yeah, there's so much. I'll run it through my app. If the guests don't believe the equipment, Paul, due to deep skepticism, then the guests need to do one. That was from.
We can't say that. I don't know. We can't say that.
I get that, but I think you run two different events really. When you do the team nights, it's completely different in my eyes to when you have guests on an investigation. Not so much if you've got your regulars, that they're all regulars that come quite often, but especially if you've got newbies, it's, although they're not looking for the wow factor, because I remember when I started, they'll pick up on the little bits that we kind of dismiss, because you see it all the time. But
don't you think that's great when you get a newbie and they actually go, wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
100%.
I think that's
That excitement. I think it brings it back to when you start doing it yourself, doesn't it? I remember that. I remember that.
the best part of it running events. I think is when you get that newbie in that's, will tell you I'm skeptical, I'm not going to believe it, and then at the end of it they're like, wow, what's just happened to me?
Yeah, 100%.
And it's not nothing we've done, it's what Spirit have done. It's exactly that.
Yeah, but I do think that we have to, I think you have to balance it. I generally feel like we have to balance it as well. I think that equipment is a good backup for us as well. Like what Joe was saying, like people can people like to hear our stories and things like that. Now, I'm a big believer when it comes to things like that. I like to use the guest as the equipment. I like to use, like you say, pendulum. I like to use human pendulum. I like to hear things like that and see things like that. And I think sometimes that can back us up in what we are saying. Like, if a REM pod goes off or a K2 goes off in a point where we ask it to go off, I think that makes a massive, bigger detail than what we're saying. I think it gives it... Oh, and please don't think I'm sitting there and saying that the guests don't believe us or anything like that. But it's what I do. Yeah, I think if something, for example, if Simon, you're saying there, can you say your name's Thomas? Can you flash the red lights? And the red lights all come on when you've said that. That gives that more credibility to that piece of equipment, and confirmation to you that you're not second guessing yourself at that moment in time. I know that we don't second guess ourselves, but when you get, even now, we've been doing this for 25 plus years, when that K2 goes off on command, it still gives you that inner burn, that inner excitement from when you want. So I do think there is, I've seen a lot.
I don't think you can become reliant on it. I think it's a balancing act, because I think you can become reliant on the equipment, if you see what I mean. So if you go in and your equipment's not working, well, what are we going to do? God help us. So you've always got to revert to a plan. But some people panic at that stage, whereas, if it doesn't happen with the equipment, I'll go back to human pendulum, I'll go back to this, I'll go back to that. We try other things until we do get something working, because Spirit will communicate in different ways and don't always want to use equipment. And then people say to you, well, why don't it go off in the EMF? Well, it's like, how do I know?
Yeah, we've got we've got Matt saying right. The thing is, we don't rely on the apps and the kit, etc. They help, but we have some great people that can interact with the guests and give them some great information from Spirit. Joe disagrees with Matt. The equipment is not used enough. Yes, Russ, using both sometimes, it's amazing. It confirms. I think you can also be reliant on Simon's connection and Russ's connection.
Yeah, and all of our connections.
Yeah.
There's a lot of team members that connect and get things, but are scared to let it out of their mouth sometimes, I think.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I think...
It's all about confidence. Take me back 15 years. Honestly, take me back 15 years, and I wouldn't let it out of my mouth. I wouldn't. I'd keep it in and in and in for hours and hours, and then at the end of it, I'd go, oh yeah, I was still getting this and getting this and getting this, and giving you the story. Too late. It's gone. But that comes with confidence and getting it out there.
Massively.
Everybody, I still believe to this day, everybody's got what I do, are capable of doing it. And due. They're capable of doing what we do.
But even Paul's sitting there quite quietly. I'm gonna pick on him now. Paul has a great connection with Spirit.
Yeah.
And I think the confidence thing, it's a confidence thing to stand there and give it, you know.
But hold on, I've just got something to say about that though. Paul's then got to learn not to run when he's getting it. So if he actually stood there and took it and not run, he'd be all right.
I mean, you're going to have to put this to bed now. Because I don't think I've actually run once. It's the jumping, right? I'm jumping. So let's squash this.
Let's squash this. That is what we've got to do, is it? Squash it. Paul, you want to squash it.
Run, you jump. Okay,
I jump.
oh, I can handle that.
It's lightning fast reaction to danger.
Lightning reaction to danger.
And then, I suppose the one piece of equipment we're all forgetting, and probably the one bit that's we've had probably some fantastic results on, is the spirit board.
Yeah.
What's going through on that board in some places is unbelievable. And that, to me, is if people are not on the board, we've had it quite a few times, and yet we're getting a story about, I know Mrs. A has, lots of times, about people that are not on the board. They're in the room, but they're not on the board. So, how's that work?
You've got an echo again.
Who has? Me?
Simon.
I haven't changed anything.
Yeah. That kind of stopped for a while and it's gone again.
I haven't done anything.
I haven't got the echo.
I say I've got a lot of things coming up. People are sending me everything through, and I'm not forgetting the bald sigh. That's from Sandra.
No, nor should you, Mrs. A.
But no, I think it's a really good thing that I think the main bit of connection, the main tool is yourself. The rest, I think, backs up everything that you say. Hold on. Paul, feels like it's picking on you night, to be fair.
It's all right.
To be fair, it feels like it should be me because I'm the one who's running this car crash at the moment. Paul, I seem to remember you trying to push past me when walking around Deal Castle and you thought you heard footsteps behind you.
That wasn't running. That just wanted to be leader of the pack.
That's it.
I remember ending up on Scotty T's back once.
Right, of us. You forget I'm the group person that would rather be a natural responder than be in a spirit. But I agree with you about the board. My dad come through to a group session, and I was not on the board. But I think that's people trying to get you there, Matt. I think that's the board trying to get you in that predicament. You know. Let's yeah, all right, Matt. We'll leave that one for a minute. To be fair, Matt is backing you up, Paul. Matt is backing you up. Okay, he said, "Let's not talk about the video of Harry's fault and the exit from the cells."
Yeah. Yes. That was very, very early days.
And Paul, to be fair, Joe in the chat run the furthest. And the fastest.
I've heard this story, yes.
You can go and see it on our YouTube channel, guys. Yeah. You can go and see it on our YouTube channel. I think Joe was on his second cigarette by the time we got out the cells, and I think he probably had another 5 in his mouth at that point as well. But see, that to me, I wanted to bring up. That's brought back something that we should have spoke about when we was talking about the A to Z of ghost hunting.
Yeah.
And we talked about fear cage.
Yes.
Yes.
That I think fits in that fear cage.
Yes, you're probably right.
I think that had a knock-on effect throughout the group of how the fear affected everybody. But yeah, I must admit there were footsteps behind him and no one was there. Jane's backing you up, Paul. All right.
Don't back him up, Joe.
Do you know what it is? No, I'll openly admit it. Sometimes, and to be fair, I'm surprised I didn't get this when I was in the tunnel down Kelvin and Hatch on my own. Just thought I'd throw that in just to show a little bit of bravery. But sometimes,
Yeah, no, you're brave, mate. You know?
I get that feeling, and like you say, Russ, trust in what you're getting, right? Now, I can't explain it. Sometimes I can be in an event, something like that, and you know something's behind you. You can just feel it, and you get that tingling run right down your spine. And it's, I wouldn't say pure fear, but it's as if something's pushing you, get the out of here. Do you know what I mean? And you just can't help that. But you've got just a few steps of a bit of a quicker pace, you know.
Yeah, sort of guess. I mean,
Get the hell away from whatever it is behind you making you feel like that. I wouldn't just do it just for the sake of it. It's something I've got very few times. I don't know. You just get that. What the hell is that? Even before you've looked behind you, you can feel something's behind you when you know there's nothing behind you, and it don't feel good. Get the hell out of here. So that's why the pitter patter of feet go a little bit quicker than everyone else every now and then.
Yeah, but I think that. Do you know what? I do think that.
but then
That-
it's using you as a tool.
Yes, I do. I do feel that you're very, and that's what I'm saying, Paul. As much as, and I say, you know, with Matt, with Joe, with Sandra, and everything like that, you all get the message. You're picking up on that fear, and if you just stood there for a minute without sort of thinking, I don't like it, and actually communicate with what it is, you wouldn't. Yeah, but you look at it. But I would. I can't help it, but Paul. But I would love to be you for a night because I'm chasing that fear now. I want to be frightened.
I've gone back after the initial reaction before. You know, it's just that initial. Yeah, like I say, lightning fast reactions to danger, mate. Sometimes your reflexes just have control over you.
You've got, you know, you're getting the love now. Matt's backing you up. Back Paul on this one. Once I was in Hellfire Caves setting up cameras on my own, and I was told to F off in my ear, and I did very quickly.
I'm with you.
Did you go back, though, Matt? Did you go back?
Yeah, but if someone said F off
It's
in...
that initial fear.
Is.
Yeah.
I get it. I'm not going to sit there and say that I don't get it, Paul, because I generally do get it. I do get where you're coming from. But I chase that. I do chase that. That's my ultimate goal now. I do want to feel that fear. I like to feel that. He didn't go back without toilet paper.
You went back.
Nice choice. Survival kit, mate.
But see, and this is what I'm saying. I'm going to go back to right to the beginning, Paul. When you said look at that piece of kit that you've used. yourself. You can't change that.
No.
Do you know what I mean? You can't physically change that. I'm using, I'm not being, I'm going to use, I don't know if Andy and Lisa are in the chat, sometimes they watch, but one of my pieces of kit is Andy. Andy works with me within my groups. I use Andy as my piece of kit because he can portray spirit through him. He can take on spirit through him,
And in the same vein, I think I use Jay. Because Jay can call anything forward. He's one of the best, but doesn't know what he's getting and doesn't know how to deal with it, but he can call it forward.
That's why you're on that.
Yeah. And then we have to deal with it, but yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting though, isn't it?
Yeah. And I think you get that as well, because as a piece of equipment, when you first walk into a place that you've never done before, that's what's going to tell you what's there with me. I can walk in there and go, shit. Or, what's everybody going on about? That's not to say it doesn't come, but when you first go in, you know you're going to be in for a good night. I mean, Wisbech Castle was like that. That's probably one of the ones that I walked into and just went, holy crap. To be honest. Weird place.
Very weird place.
I'll come back.
Look, I walked through the whole of Shepton Mallet on my own. I walked through it all on my own. I walked through it from one end to the other. I must admit, the only time I sort of got a little bit was through the shower bit because it was blind. It was very blind bend, and I didn't like the door was in the far corner, and you sort of had to, like a maze. It was up, across, down, across, and up and out the door, and I didn't like the fact that I had to turn around the wall and couldn't see what was around the wall. I always felt quite safe walking through the middle of Shepton Mallet because they couldn't get me from the cells because I was too far away.
And it's a straight line, quick run, isn't it, to get out?
Yeah, but look, I'm a fat mother doobie. I don't do running. I may do a brisk walk, but when it comes to running, I would do a very, very, very brisk walk. Matt has put, I personally agree with Russ. We are the best kit we put out. Dean, I was working next door to an old London dungeon. One particular room felt weird. I had a feeling of being watched. I had a gut feeling to get out of the room. And that's it. But once again, it's your gut feel, isn't it? It's that intuition. It's your K2. It's your REM pod going off.
Yes. It is. You're right.
And I do think that the beat of, we're sort of, into the last 20 minutes of the show. I think we've got to sort of touch on some pieces of kit, and I do think that we go through the kit. We've got thermal imaging.
That's had some good results.
That's had some very good results. Picks up on heat sources that the human eye can't see, and it doesn't just go for hot spots. It also can pick up cold spots. I do believe that we've caught pictures of hands on, walls and boards and things like that.
Kelwood and Hatch in that ducting. It looked like some sort of big square ducting, wasn't it? I don't know if you remember. We had a couple of guests with us, but when you looked into it, you could see a heat source coming from the middle. But as you got closer to it, it was actually someone moving inside the ducting. I think we worked out it was two people in there, and it looked like two people, and they started moving. And obviously, it couldn't be someone on the other side of the wall because it's like 12 foot of concrete.
Yeah.
Your thermal camera ain't going to pick that up.
Definitely not. Definitely not. I think we've, yeah, I say, I think we've had a couple of heat spots where people are behind as well. You see like a figure standing behind. I do think that we, I think we've all.
There's one in Clubhouse Talks, wasn't it?
Yeah,
We've got the legs.
yeah. We've got. I think we've had I think we've had hand marks on people. Was it or? I don't know if it was hand marks on people or a claw mark or something. Was it?
Yeah, it was something like that, wasn't it?
But I can't remember where that was.
That was probably the bunker.
It was in your group. I think it was the bunker.
I think it was the bunker. If Lisa's listening, it might have been when that time. I can't remember.
So yeah, I find that very interesting. I think that gets used a lot. I think we could use things like geophones that we generally don't really use. We have got a geophone in the kit. Very minute tapping,
Yeah.
that can be used. It was the bunker. So I remember using the FLIR at Cashie's Well, where the children are. We caught a guest sitting on the log, and she was rocking, and the camera showed her holding a baby.
Right.
That was from Sandra.
Yes, you're right, Sandra. Remember it well.
Wow.
So that is pretty cool. Obviously, we use REM pods. We use different types of REM pods. Motion detectors we use, turning motion detectors away from anything to pick up movement that we can't sense. Sometimes we look at the camera that we use, that Paul and Matt use. They're infrared. They're picking up
It's
full
going
spec.
back to the EVP as well, though, isn't it? The time it takes to go through all your, if you're doing a 5-hour investigation, especially if you've got 2 cameras on the go, it's 10 hours worth of footage you've got to watch, and you can't take your eyes off. And a bit like tonight, Russ, when you change platforms and change things the way you usually do them, you just can't get your head around it. It's an impossible machine.
I've got holding in the famous
Oh, yeah.
for everybody, the Spirit Box, the famous PSB7. I think that goes underestimated as well. I think that's a very good piece of kit to get going. Picks up clip.
Do you know?
Sorry, Paul, go for it.
Didn't mean to stop you there.
Go for it, Paul. Sorry.
With the Spirit Box, that's one bit of equipment that rolls me out. And it's not because I don't think it works, because I think sometimes it does work. It's that noise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Oh.
I get it.
And, when you watch people on some of these paranormal programs that you watch, and when you got them do it, and it just think it just wipes out all other noise. You can't hear anything that they're saying. You can't do this. You can't concentrate on anything else because all you can hear is.
Yeah, it's horrible. Yeah, totally agree.
Grates me. But that's my own personal.
No, because it is. They do say it is a training of your ears to that. 50 Wild Hogs, what's your views on SLS cameras? Stickman for Simon. Very controversial. If you look at the platform of how it works, I think we've picked up some good stuff.
It's good, yeah.
I'm not too keen on the ones on the phone because they do work a different way to the actual in the Xbox one works. I think one of our best bits of evidence when we did, I don't know, Paul, I don't know if it was there when we was at the Onga pub. We was invited to the Onga pub, and we set up the SLS camera, we face it towards the bar, and we asked Spirit to come forward, and what come forward was a gentleman sitting on a chair at the end of the bar, and you could quite clearly see that.
I think it reached out to Kim's hand. Didn't
Yeah.
it? When she holding hands with it.
Yeah.
If I remember rightly.
But you have to. I think you have to be quite unique with it, because obviously, is what it's trying to do is the software is set up to pick out. It's a little bit like Paradilia. It's designed to find out of the system. The software is designed for that. So if it sees a pattern on the wall that it can make a head and 2 dots, arms, and down and down and down, it will naturally do that. Which,
but if that body then starts to move,
yes, that's what you've got to.
It's a different story.
And I think you have to look at size. I think you have to take into size of things as well. I think you've got. I tend to look for full body apparitions rather than sort of little things or the compressed little things. So that's good. Comments coming in. We've had a lot of comments coming in tonight of all the nights as well, where we wanted it to work perfectly. Kim's ears are brilliant piece of equipment. Had a lot of great responses with them. I can confirm you can't hear anything other than Spirit using them. Yeah, I don't. I think that I think you plug in, don't you? You plug in. I think that's what Dean's asked. Have you ever used a Spirit box with someone wearing headphones while others are asking questions?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't think what it's called. What's it called? It's got a specific name.
I was calling Kim's ears.
No, it's got a specific name.
No.
It's got a specific name.
Matt uses it.
Yeah, it's got a specific name. I can't think what the experiment's called. Eastus method. It's the Eastus method. What about Paradilia? What about that, Matt? That's just a random question that's come in. Eastus method, yeah. 50 Wild Hogs has put that as well. Yeah, it's the Eastus method. Yeah, I actually quite like that. I think it needs to be the thing I think is I like it is it can be controlled. I had good results with that at Colchester Castle. I had really good results with the Eastus method at Colchester Castle, and the good thing is that we was in separate rooms at that point, so you couldn't deny the fact of what it was. It was generally they was out of the room at that point when we was asking questions, and they were just shouting random words back, and there was a like a castle wall between us, and I said just whisper, so I was going like, "Are you female?" And it would come back, "My name's Jane," or "Jane," or something along them lines. So yeah, I like that method. I do. I think it's a very
it's very good.
underrated
We don't use
method.
it a lot.
No.
Yeah, we don't use it a lot, and perhaps we should.
So yeah,
I've seen that used. I haven't seen it used, but when we were at the Liverpool hospital, I didn't get to do the investigation for reasons. But that was used, and where a lot of guests used it, but it was all in different rooms. Really good way of doing it. So
Yeah.
perhaps we'll get that going one day.
yeah, I think it could be something, but it's what I'd like is I'd like you want some really noise cancelling Bluetooth headphones or something along them. Yeah, Paradilia. Paradilia's humans seeing things that are patterns looking like clouds. Yeah, definitely looking at Stickmen. That's how that software is made, Matt, as far as I feel. I think we have to look, once again, Spirit Board. We recently touched on it. A great bit of kit. I think it goes through the test of time. It goes back longer than, obviously, the word Ouija board. It goes back to Victorian times. Not, but it was obviously
Brian is another one.
scrying. Yeah, scrying. That's very good.
Really good one.
But once again, I think scrying, could we put that under ourselves as a tool? Because we're using us. Paul can give us the answer on that one, because he said we weren't allowed to use ourselves at the beginning. So, Paul, do you class scrying as a tool or ourselves?
No, it is. It's equipment, isn't it? That you're using yourselves with the equipment you've got.
Definitely. No, I like scrying. It's one of my favourites, scrying. I think we could end on probably a controversial note. The phone apps. How do we take them? How don't we take them?
I think going forward, more and more people are going to use them, but I think more and more people should be very wary of them, especially with AI now. You can't. I don't. How do you know that it's not the phone picking up and telling you what you want to hear?
No, I agree. I've never been a keen lover of phone apps. People like to use them. I'm never going to say not use them. That's your choice to use them.
It's got a voice recorder on there, which
but that's
there's certain things I would use on there. To be honest, and I suppose word generators. If it's just a word generator and you're asking spirits to manipulate something, what's the difference of being on your phone or an actual machine that generates words?
But I think
your phone can tap into
AI.
And the phone can tap into anything else around you, can't it?
Yeah.
It's constantly live, whereas it's just a machine. It's not going to have Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and
no, that's a good point.
Network connection and all that.
No, that's a very, very valid point. Very valid point. I think that's why probably the Ovilus was probably one of the best bit of kits that started that. Because it was that sort of thing. It couldn't connect to anything apart from its word bank. It was built on a word bank. So, yeah, I do get it. Matt has put, yes, Snowballed works for us. Scrying is a personal tool, but for us it depends on the people we have coming to venues. I always depend on the night and how spirit want to interact with us on the night. Pull the keyboard on the phone and ask for it tap in. That's a good idea. Pull the keyboard up on the phone and ask for a tap or a bang when over a letter.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, or you could actually have to be fair, you could use a spirit board that way. You haven't got
interesting to try out,
Yeah.
Even if just something as simple as writing a text, getting text messages up and go write your name down.
Yeah. But I think you could use a lot of things to that, or tap or bang when over a letter. You could do that with a spirit board quite clearly as well.
Yeah.
Point over a letter, make a noise. If that's a very good one, I like that, Dean. I do like that. I very much like that. Is there any more bits of kit, guys, that you want to mention or say?
The torch.
Don't Don't.
Always have a working torch on you to get the hell out.
I thought you was gonna go. I thought you was gonna go with the torch and the.
The old mag light.
Yeah, I thought you was gonna go with that. Thought you was gonna go with that, but good job you didn't.
My way better.
Yeah. Torch and mag lights are just like orbs with me. Don't even go there. Do not even go there.
Well, when the spirit turns the torch on,
Yeah.
you don't think they do that in your opinion?
No, I don't. Because you've got to understand how electricity works. And if you find out how electricity works, it's quite simple to explain how that turns on and off.
Even on command.
Even on command. Because you're using a jumping... You're not... Electricity can jump. You know, if you left a torch on the side like this, just left it on the side, turn it on and turn it off, you've manipulated no battery, because everyone turns the battery to a point. They're trying to get it at the point where it's really loose. Why are you getting it really loose? I don't get it. If the torch is not turning on and off, because the power will jump between the two connections. You know, that's I don't know what it comes under. Physics, is it? Laws of physics. It's making the connection. It's not being turned or anything like that. If you're turning a torch on and off, when you've turned this, if you've connected that as tight as you possibly can, so you've tightened that up. People always sit there and fiddle with it. Why are you fiddling with it? Why is there any need to fiddle with the battery bit? If it's going to turn it on and off, I want it to turn on or off.
And if it did that...
Oh, mate, I'm with you.
Okay.
I'm absolutely with you. But when you're manipulating the torch, the connection terminal, you're going to cause the thing to jump. You're going to cause the electric to go between each...
Intermittent on and off.
Yeah, you're going to cause that. But that's my take on it. I'm not going to poo-poo anybody. It's just like orbs to me. Simple as. If you believe that's your communication with spirit, I shall let you have it. Just like you think orbs are. Told you not to end me on that note. I did something.
You did.
Yeah.
We didn't.
Let's have a... Neil said, be back to the Amy thing. It's an ABC thing. Hey? Be back to the Amy thing. It's an ABC thing. Don't get it. Sorry, Matt. I'm not with it tonight. Dean has put, get the lazy sods just to press the button.
Yeah.
I totally agree. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. If this torch comes on, when that thing is as tight as old Harry,
But then,
I'm with you.
you say that, hold on, you're saying that about a torch, but I'll give you an example of a torch. Right? Sheps and Mallet, when we did that and we stayed in that cottage. Remember? Do you not remember the cottage? And the torch was by the bathroom. Nobody'd been out there, and the torch was on in the middle of the floor, and none of us had left that room.
Yeah,
Remember it?
yeah. That's what
Yeah.
but that's different. That's what I'm saying. That's totally different, because that's come on. No one's fiddling with the battery connector.
It didn't only just come on; it moved.
Exactly. But that's totally different. That's to me, that's paranormal activity.
That was paranormal.
That's no different to, waking up and your bed covers are on the floor, or there's a sword in the middle of, what happened to Mrs. A last night with the penny in the being put in there. That's good activity. Right. Guys, thank you ever so much for everybody that has joined us tonight. Thank you, Mr. Paranormal Paul and Mr. Psychic Sight. I do appreciate you holding tight, me getting frustrated. We have got some form of show together. I have definitely got to be running some more tests. I do think it's going to be something my end rather than your end, but that will be something I'll be looking into over the next coming days, hopefully for next week's show. I think I'm going to have to wear some form of headphones because I think your echoes are coming through my feedback through my microphone. So I think if I was to turn up really loud, you might start to get echoes.
Yeah.
Not from you, but from me, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah? So if I turn down, you're not going to get echoes. So I do think it's something my end, but you know what? We'll figure that one out. I do a lot of Googling. I do a lot of chat GTP or whatever you call it to sort of get us to the other end. But thank you ever so much for everyone that has joined us tonight for this car crash of a show. It's the second one. But I do think for the last hour, it did seem to work a little bit more freely. I know Facebook didn't seem to be having as much issue as what YouTube has. So we might have to just play around with your gain and reduce my gain or something like that. But we will get it sorted. But thank you ever so much. Take care, stay safe, and we'll see you all next week.
Right.